Good morning, senior officers, and gentlemen of the press. On behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, I welcome you all once again to the Defense Headquarters Conference Room, venue for the bi-weekly briefing on troops' activities and operational success that were recorded in the various operational theater of the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. In the past 2 weeks, troops in the various theater of operations conducted several kinetic and non-kinetic operations with significant results recorded. This brief will cover the operational activities of the Armed Forces of Nigeria and other security agents conducted in tackling the various security challenges across the country between the period of 8 to 22 September 2022, starting from the Northeast Zone. Troops of Operation Hadenkei Theater of Operation have sustained aggressive operations to deny terrorists freedom of action. In furtherance of this, troops conducted fighting patrol, ambushes, and clearance operations at communities, villages, and towns in Kukawa, Mongonu, Kaga, Dekwa, Biu, Damboa, Goza, Mafa, Kwanduga, Bama, and Guzmala local government areas, all in Borno State. Of significance was the neutralization of 2 key Boko Haram terrorists and Islamic State of West African Province commander on the 12th and 19th September 2022, identified as Abu Siyawa and Abu Abada at Parisu and Shiruru general area in Sambisa Forest, respectively. Consequently, within the period under review, troops neutralized 36 terrorists, rescued 130 civilians, and arrested 64 suspected Boko Haram terrorists, as well as 12 suspected Boko Haram and Islamic State of West African logistics suppliers. Furthermore, 21 AK-47 rifle, 163 rounds of 7.62 special, 2 RPG bombs, 25 den guns, 4 unexploded ordnance stores, 2 bandoliers, 10 solar panels, 23 bicycles, 10 motorcycles, 1 tricycle, 19 cell phones, 28 torchlights, bags of assorted grains, 122 rustled ships, and the sum of 203,125 naira were recovered, among other items. Equally, a total of 368 suspected Boko Haram terrorists and Islamic State of West African Province criminals and their family, comprising of 53 adult male, 116 adult female, and 214 children, surrendered to own troops at different locations in the theater. All recovered items, rescued civilians, and apprehended suspected terrorists were handed over to relevant authorities for further actions, while the surrendered Boko Haram terrorists and their family are being profiled for further action. In a related development, the air component of Operation Hadenkei on 9 September 2023, while acting on credible intelligence, conducted air interdiction at Somalia in Sambisa Forest and bombarded a terrorist critical facility. The airstrike inflicted several severe casualties on the terrorists and neutralized majority of them, while several structures were destroyed after the strike. Similar operations was conducted on the terrorist enclave at Abagalari, Mafa, Zanari, and Tumbumbaba between 10th and 14th September 2022. The airstrike led to the neutralization of several terrorists, while several of their structures were destroyed during the airstrike. Now to the North Central Zone. As part of the kinetic approach in resolving lingering security challenge in the plateau, the commander of the Special Task Force Operation Safe Haven on 10 September 2022 at his headquarters in Jos declared open a 20-man Joint Peace Committee led by retired Justice Daniel Longin to sensitize community in the plateau on the need for peaceful coexistence. Also, on 16 September 2022, following a report of activities of the outlaw cult group known as Sarasuka Boys, troops in conjunction with vigilantes carried out raid operations in their hideout in Rikos and Nasarawa in Jos local government area of Plateau State and arrested 6 suspects. Items recovered include 3 locally fabricated rifles, 5 mobile phones, 4 hammer, 5 cutlass, 6 knives, 1 fragmented jacket, among others. All arrested suspects and recovered items were handed over to relevant authorities for further action. Furthermore, the air component of Operation Wild Punch continued their onslaught against terrorists as an air interdiction operation was carried out on the 8th of September 2022 at an identified terrorist hideout in Gade in Chiroro local government area of Niger State. Intelligence reports confirmed that the location was usually used by the terrorists for planning their nefarious activities. It was further revealed that all the attacks around Chiroro were orchestrated from this location, and consequently, the hideout was bombarded. Feedback revealed that several terrorists were neutralized, with others fleeing with various degrees of injuries. Also, 2 suspected gun runners en route Onitsha to Abuja were arrested by personnel of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies along Okene Lokoja Road in Kogi State. Items recovered from the suspects were 12 pump-action guns, 374 cartridges. The arrested suspects and recovered items have been handed over to the Nigerian police for further action. Now to the Northwest Zone. Troops of Operation Hadarin Daji have continued to intensify offensive action against terrorists and other criminal elements in their operational environment. Precisely on 15 September 2022, troops arrested 2 suspected terrorist collaborators at Access Bank, PZ branch in Zaria local government area of Kaduna State, while trying to withdraw the sum of 14 million naira deposited in the account by Alhaji Abubakar, a suspected terrorist financier. Troops also conducted operational activities in villages, communities, and towns in Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, and Kaduna State in the northwest zone of the country. During the operation, troops neutralized 16 suspects, 10 terrorists, and arrested 10 notorious terrorists at different locations in Chukum local government area of Kaduna State. While 5 AK-47 rifle, 10 rounds of 7.62mm special, 17 mobile phone, 2 motorcycles, 2 locally fabricated rifles, 3 pairs of woodland camo, 118 Russell ships, 4 Breifing radios, and a sum of 29,250 naira cash, among others, were recovered, while 21 civilians were also rescued. All recovered items and arrested terrorists and rescued civilians were handed over to relevant authorities for further action. Furthermore, the air component of Operation Hadarin Daji on the 13th September 2022 conducted an air interdiction operation at identified terrorist hideout in Dutse Barade in Jibia local government area of Katsina. The airstrike led to the neutralization of a terrorist leader identified as Ibrahim Dangao and other members of his gang. Similarly, operations were carried out at Gidan Guda in Faskari local government area, also in Katsina State. At an identified terrorist enclave, the airstrike led to the neutralization of a notorious kingpin known as Babaru, who has been on the watch list of security agents. Equally, another major feat was recorded with the neutralization of a large number of terrorists at Kwari Aziz in Dan Musa local government area of Katsina State. It was revealed that the terrorist group have been responsible for the kidnapping and robbing of people in the general area. Reports revealed that scores of terrorists were neutralized in the airstrike. Now to the South-South zone. Troops of Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe Theater of Operation have continued to sustain the offensive action against oil theft and economic sabotage through its kinetic operations towards denying the criminal element freedom of actions to create a conducive environment for economic activities in the joint operational area to strive. Accordingly, troops of Operation Delta Safe conducted patrols, raids, clearance, and swamp boogie operations in the creeks, villages, communities, and towns in Delta, Bayelsa, and Rivers State, respectively. Consequently, within the weeks in focus, troops of Operation Delta Safe in the conduct of Operation Octopus Grip discovered and destroyed several illegal refinery sites, 17 wooden boats, 103 storage tanks, 94 ovens, 58 dugout pits. Troops also recovered 10 trucks, 1 generator, 1 tanker, 2 vehicles, 8 pumping machines, and arrested 17 pipeline violers, while the total of 7,805 barrels of crude oil was recovered, as well as 2,613 barrels of automotive spirits were recovered. In addition, a total sum of 134,670,255 naira was recovered for automotive gas oil, and a sum of 402,419,846 naira were denied the oil theft. Accordingly, the total of approximately the value of the products that were denied the oil theft for the period under review was amounted to the sum of 537,090,102 naira only. Similarly, between 19th and 3rd September 2022, troops raided suspected criminal hideouts at Akpamugu community in Burutu local government area of Delta State and Ihoda community in Ahoda West local government area of Rivers State, and arrested 4 suspected armed robbers. Items recovered from the suspect include 2 G3 rifles, 1 locally made pump action gun, 1 locally made pistol, 3 G3 magazines, 3 AK-47 magazines, 280 rounds of 7.62 mm NATO, 780 rounds of 7.62 mm special, MMG metal links, 2 Breifing radios. Other items recovered are 5 pairs of military camouflage, 6 pairs of desert boots, some Nigerian currency notes, and large quantities of items suspected to be hard drugs. The arrested suspect and items recovered have been handed over to relevant authorities for further action. Now to the Southeast Zone. Troops in conjunction with other security agencies have sustained the offensive and raid operations against the activities of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra and the East Security Network criminal activities and other criminal elements in the zone. Notably, on 17 September 2022, in a coordinated joint operations with the Nigerian police and operative of the Department of State Security Services, conducted an offensive operation at an identified criminal camp in Osumogu Forest in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State. During the encounter, troops neutralized 2 criminals and recovered 4 improvised explosive devices, 4 locally fabricated RPG, 1 pump-action rifle, 5 den guns, 1 shotgun, 1 pistol, 17 rounds, 34 rounds of 7.62 special, 5 vehicles, 7 motorcycles, among others. Troops also conducted operational activities in Imo State, Enugu State, and Abia State at criminal hideouts and camps. Consequently, from these operations, troops equally recovered 4 improvised explosive devices, 4 locally fabricated RPG tubes, 1 pump action gun, 4 pistols, 4 AK-47 rifle, 10 motorcycles, 50 rounds of 7.62 special, and 7 den guns, among others. Troops also arrested 5 criminals and neutralized 4 criminal elements. All recovered items and arrested criminals were handed over to relevant authorities for further action. Finally, to the Southwest Zone. Troops of Operation Awase have continued to sustain aggressive and raid operation to curb the menace of smugglers and of contraband goods and other criminal elements in the zone. Accordingly, troops of Operation Awase, in the conduct of Operation Swift Response and Operation Tripartite Joint Border Patrol, conducted operational activities at Roda Road in Lafenwa, Abeokuta South Local Government Area, Ijebu-Ode Ibadan Road, Songwater, Idiroko in Eweriko Local Government Area and Yewa Local Government Area of Ogun State. Other locations include Owode Akpa, Lagoon, Akaramu Water Site in Badagry Local Government Area and Ijebu-Lekki Local Government Area of Lagos State, as well as Arogbo Ijo in Ise-Odo Local Government Area of Ondo State. Precisely on 12 September, troops arrested 2 child trafficking criminals with 2 passenger boats loaded with 13 teenage girls suspected to be victims of child trafficking around Akara Kumo Waterside in Badagry Local Government Area of Lagos State. Equally, troops in conjunction with operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency on 18 September 2022 raided a suspected drug baron resident in Selebo in Ikorodu Local Government Area of Lagos State. During the operation, troops arrested 4 suspected drug barons and one foreign national, with 1,855 kilograms suspected to be cocaine, with a net street value worth of $278,250,000, equivalent to 194.7 billion naira. Cumulatively, within the weeks in focus, troops recovered 1,955 bags of 50 kg foreign rice, 212 jerrycans of 30 liters of premium spirit, motor spirit, 2 vehicles, 2 wooden boats, and 1 motorcycle, as well as arrested 3 suspected smugglers. Furthermore, operatives of the Nigerian Customs Services along Ijebu-Ode Ibadan Road in Ijebu-Ode Local Government Area of Ogun State intercepted a truck containing 20 drums of calcium carbide and 41 pairs of military camouflage. All recovered items were handed over to the Nigerian Customs Services, while they arrested 2 passenger boats with the 13 girls and the 2 suspected traffickers were handed over to the Nigerian Immigration Services for further action. On a final note, I wish to convey the Military High Command commendation to the troops' efforts in the various theater of operations across the country. The media community is also acknowledged for their participation and continued cooperation with the military and other security operations in the quest to return peace to our dear country. Also, the entire populace are hereby appreciated for the support given the armed forces and other security agents in the conduct of our operations, while also urging them to continue to provide prompt and credible information on the activities of elements of our beloved nation, Nigeria, in their respective locality. Thank you for your attention, and God bless you all.